Ladies and gentlemen, tennis players, sports fans, and all those watching from around the world. Greetings from the channel again. We have a breaking report today that is really shocking the Women's Tennis Association. Transcontinental scheduling, unrelenting desire, and a 20-year-old phenom who just won't let go of the accelerator are all included in this tale. Naturally, I am referring to Alexandra Eala, the pride of the Philippines and the pioneer of Asian tennis. The information is formally verified. The lists of entries are now available. As we speak, reservations are being made for flights from the Middle East to the west coast of the United States. In Indian Wales, California, Alexandra Eala will formally participate in the BNP Paribas Open main draw. This announcement isn't your typical tournament announcement. This is a huge declaration of intent. This young lady has just shocked the WTA by committing to the dangerous high-stakes hardcore to the California desert right away. She is presently fighting through the oppressive heat and fierce competition of the Middle East swing, making headlines in Abu Dhabi, Dubai. Alexa is starting a global campaign that demonstrates that she is more than simply a rising celebrity, taking her from the Persian Gulf to the Coachella Valley, from the glistening lights of Dubai to the desolate sun-drenched terrain of Indian Wales. She poses a real danger to the tennis establishment. Just consider the enormity of this choice. Consider the emotional and physical strain, as well as the complete lack of fear that come with playing this kind of schedule. Because they are afraid of burnout or early exits, the majority of players her age carefully manage their time and choose their battles. Not Alexa, though. She is plunging headfirst into the flames. The BNP Paribas Open isn't your average competition. Most people agree that it is the fifth Grand Slam. With a 96-player draw, 2 weeks of intense competition, and a list that reads like a who's who of tennis royalty, it is the highest-level WTA 1000 event. Jessica Pegula, Coco Gauff, Elena Rybakina, Aryna Sabalenka, and Iga Swiatek. Alexandra Eala will now join the others who will be waiting in the desert. We must consider the circumstances of her current season and the tremendous pressure she is under in order to comprehend why this move has caught so many tennis insiders off guard. Eala's career is currently going through a pivotal period. She is only 20 years old, yet she has already changed the course of Philippine tennis history. She broke a glass ceiling last year in 2025 when she advanced to the Miami Open semifinals and defeated tennis greats like Madison Keys, Elena Oropino, and even the top-ranked Iga Swiatek. It was a Cinderella run that propelled her into the top 100, established her as a household star, and put her under intense pressure. The honeymoon period is now finished in 2026. There is no longer any element of surprise. Everyone in the locker room is aware of her identity, her abilities, and the deadly force she possesses in her left-handed forehand. She still defies expectations in spite of the heightened scrutiny and the target on her back. Over the past few weeks, she has run an absolutely amazing campaign across the Middle East. In Abu Dhabi, we witnessed her amazing tenacity as she overcame a set and a significant deficit to defeat Alexander Sasnovich in a marathon that lasted almost 3 hours. We listened to her talk about how that match pushed her mental and physical limits to their maximum. She moved seamlessly to the Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Championships after that. She dominated there rather than merely showing up. She put a stop to Serena Cersei's winning streak in straight sets, securing her a spot in her first-ever quarterfinal in Dubai and securing a highly anticipated primetime matchup with world number 3 Coco Gauff. The things she acquired on that center court were priceless, even though the match versus Gauff may not have gone her way because the American superstar won in straight sets with a masterful performance. Under the bright lights of Dubai, Eala faced off against one of the world's top athletes. She experienced the speed, shot weight, and tactical brutality needed to prevail at the highest level of the game. What does she do instead of running away or taking a long break to mop her wounds? Indian Wells is the first person she targets. She checks the calendar. She chooses to strike after considering the enormous point she must defend in Miami later this March. She makes the decision to travel the world, endure jet lag, adjust to the Indian Wells Tennis Garden's infamously harsh, high-bouncing courts, and take on the world's greatest players once more. This announced transfer to California from Dubai is a brilliant example of desire. It demonstrates a degree of strategic planning and maturity that is uncommon in a 20-year-old player. It is an assertion that she is eager for more and that she belongs in the top tier of the WTA Tour, not just a player in the top 50. The tennis community is observing. The top seeds at Indian Wells are undoubtedly paying notice, as are her millions of admirers in the Philippines. Alexandra Eala is prepared to answer the call of the desert. Let's go on to a more thorough examination of what this actually entails. Analyzing the historical, geographical, and strategic ramifications of Alex Eala's trip to the Sunshine Coast from the Middle East. Since this story involves so much more than just a flight schedule, we must break it down into its many layers. It deals with the harsh realities of professional tennis, tactical evolution, and ranking mathematics. Since the ranking situation is the unseen force behind every choice made on the WTA Tour, we must first look at it. What have you recently done for me in the business of professional tennis? Your rating is based on a 52-week rolling metric. You will fall down the ladder if you don't defend points you gained a year ago. The month of March is the most crucial time for Alex Eala during her 2026 season. Why? Due to the events of March 2025. She entered the Miami Open as a wild card outside of the top 130 last year. She went on a massive killing rampage that captivated the sports globe over the course of 2 incredible weeks. She defeated Madison Keys, defeated Iga Swiatek, advanced to the semifinal, and lost to Jessica Pegula in a hotly contested 3-set match. She gained a ton of ranking points with that Miami performance, which helped her reach a career-high year-end position of number 50. Let's fast forward to February 2026. At the moment, Eala is ranked about 47th in the globe. However, those enormous Miami points are going to go from her record. Her ranking will plummet if she goes to Miami this year and loses in the first or second round. She might drop out of the top 70 and forfeit her hard-won direct entrance rights for major events. Her confirmation for Indian Wells is a brilliant move because of this. She has given herself a free shot by competing in the BNP Paribas Open, a tournament in which she did not participate or advance very far the previous year. She has given herself the chance to amass a huge 1,000 WTA points with nothing at all to defend. If she can string together 2, 3, or 4 victories at Indian Wells, she may construct a stronghold of ranking points. Every single match she wins in the California desert is pure profit for her ranking. In this manner, the strain to protect her semifinal points will be somewhat lessened when she eventually flies across the nation to Miami 2 weeks later. By using the first half of the Sunshine Double to safeguard her status in the second half, she is statistically hedging her risks. This 20-year-old's execution of an experienced move shows that Eala, her instructors, and her team all possess exceptionally high tennis IQs. On paper, however, the plan is one thing. Executing in court is a very different animal. One of the most challenging shifts in professional tennis is the switch from the Middle East swing to the American hardcourt swing. Let's examine the game and physical and environmental shockers we will face over the next days. Eala is currently a climatized version of Dubai. The tennis courts of the Aviation Club are quick. Quick reflexes and aggressive, flat hitting were rewarded as the ball skidded across the court. The temperature is warm. The matches are frequently played at night under bright floodlights, and the air is somewhat humid. Now picture yourself packing your things, flying across several time zones for 16 hours, and arriving in Southern California. The Coachella Valley is home to the Indian Wells Tennis Garden. It's actually a desert. It's quite dry outside. The ball flies through the thin air during the day as the sun beats down with a fierce intensity. However, the courts themselves are renowned for their roughness. They have a thick coating of sand incorporated into the acrylic, which, when it bounces, snags a ball. As a result, the surface bounces slowly and high, acting more like a clay court than a conventional hard court. For a player like Eala, this necessitates a significant tactical shift. On these rough courts, her left-handed forehand, which she hits with a lot of top spin, will be a tremendous weapon. Her right-hand opponent's weaker backhands will be the target of the ball's high kick. However, it will be very challenging to hit straight to the court for clean winners because to the slow surface. There will be lengthier rallies. There will be a significant physical strain on the lungs and legs. In Indian Wells, rallies that ended in 3 or 4 strokes in Dubai might take 10 or 12 shots. She will need to rely largely on her physical conditioning, angles, and point construction. Her spectacular comeback against Alexandra Eala in Abu Dhabi a few weeks ago gave us hints of this conditioning. Eala lost the set. In the third set, she lost 4 love points. Looking directly at loss. The majority of players would have prepared their belongings in their minds and left for the airport. But when Eala went deep, she discovered a reservoir of mental toughness and endurance. Later, she described the match as the ultimate test of her bravery and heart. She prevailed in the third set tiebreak, surviving that struggle. There are no easy outs at Indian Wells, so she will need to bring that exact kind of unrelenting grinding mentality to the California courts. Players cannot just be thrown off the court. In the scorching desert, you must outwork, outmaneuver, and outlast them. We also need to consider the field she is entering. Everyone who is healthy enough to play is practically required to attend the BNP Paribas Open. The top 32 seeds advance to the second round of the 96-player draw. Eala won't be seated because she is now ranked about 47. This detail is really important. She will therefore have to compete in the first round, most likely against a hungry qualifier, a dangerous floater, or an experienced veteran hoping to pull an upset. Additionally, she will face a rested sitting player right away in the second round if she wins the first. She might be looking across a net at 2023 champion Elena Rybakina, whose enormous serve pierces the parched air like a sieve. She might take on the world number 1, Aryna Sabalenka, whose undiluted strength can defeat even the most skilled criminals. She might have to contend with Iga Swiatek, who views slow, hard courts as her own playground. Or she might play Coco Gauff once more in an attempt to make up for that quarterfinal defeat in Dubai. Eala is plunging back into the deep end of the shark tank that is the locker room. However, the fact that Eala no longer fears these names is what makes her so captivating at the moment. The entire factor has vanished. She reached a psychological threshold last year when she defeated Iga Swiatek and Madison Keys in Miami. The sports titans are human, she realized. They become anxious. They make unintentional mistakes, and they will crack if you press them to shoot one more shot or put enough balls back into play. This brings us to Alexandra Eala's game's development. The video from her most recent Middle Eastern matches, especially the highlights versus Saran Sursai and Jasmine Paolini, shows a player who is strengthening her base. She has the basic power, as we are all aware. She has a battling spirit, as we all know. However, we are currently witnessing an advancement in her court craft. Eala became viral during the match against Paolini because she made 2 incredible steals at the net, anticipated the passing shots, held her ground, and displayed a wonderful touch with her volleys. The trademark of a player who goes from being a decent prospect to a great champion is their desire to move forward and finish points at the net rather than completely grinding from the baseline. You can't play one-dimensionally if you want to win a tournament like Indian Wells or advance past the second week. Variety is necessary in the desert environment. To force opponents back, you must use the strong top spin. To keep the ball low and make them create their own speed, you need the slice. Additionally, when they withdraw behind the baseline, a huge amount of room is left for you to take advantage of with the drop shot. In front of us, Eala's toolset is growing. The score of 6-62 does not fully capture the tactical struggle, even though she fell to Coco Gauff in straight sets in the Dubai quarterfinal. Gauff gave Eala no rhythm at all with his perfect, smothering style of tennis. Eala, however, remained calm. She demonstrated an impressive degree of maturity in her post-match interview. She recognized the difference between her current skill level and that of a golf Grand Slam champion. In a straightforward statement, she said, "My job is to try and close that gap, and I think I'm doing that quite well, so I'll keep working on it." This sums up why the WTA was a prize, but she was ultimately happy to have her name confirmed for Indian Wells. She is a game student who views her losses as thoroughly investigated data points rather than as heartbreaking disappointments. She used the golf match statistics to identify the need for deeper returns, quicker footwork, and higher first serve percentages. She then sent a homework assignment straight to California. The cultural and national burden that Alexa bears each and every time she takes the court must also be discussed. Although basketball and boxing have long dominated Philippine culture, the country has a rich and fervent sporting heritage. Tennis has long been seen as a specialized sport that only a select few can participate in, and it hardly ever produces domestic talent that can compete against the world's best on the singles stage. Alexa is changing that paradigm on her own. She is encouraging a whole generation of young Filipino athletes to pick up a racket every time she smashes a winner and raises her fist in triumph. She will be competing for more than just ranking points or cash when she competes in Indian Wells. In Southern California, she will perform in front of a sizable and highly vocal Filipino-American community. It will feel like a home Davis Cup or Billie Jean King Cup match for Eala at the Indian Wells Tennis Garden, which is already renowned for its electrifying festival-like atmosphere. The thunderous applause and flying flags could be the perfect X-factor for her to overcome the demanding physical demands of a tournament. During her run in Miami, we witnessed how she capitalized on the enthusiasm of the crowd. The throng from California will be equally, if not more, boisterous. However, enormous expectations accompany that enormous support. The Philippines is under a lot of media attention. Every point is carefully considered. Every defeat is discussed. Additionally, each victory is hailed as a national victory. Perhaps the most difficult aspect of her work is dealing with that psychological pressure. She is 20 years old. Even as a great athlete, she is still discovering who she is as an adult. She manages the press briefings, however, with poise. She deflects the toxic cacophony of social media with a maturity that veterans 10 years her senior still find difficult to attain, and she speaks intelligently about her tactical shortcomings. The story of Alexandra Eala is perhaps one of the most interesting plots on the whole WTA tour as we approach the first week of March. It's a traditional hero's journey. The youthful genius who accomplished the seemingly impossible last year now has the difficult burden of demonstrating that it was not an anomaly. Her identity for the 2026 season will be forged in the furnace of moving from Dubai to Indian Wells. Will her physical defenses be compromised by the arduous journey through the slow, heavy courts? Will she strengthen her ground strokes under the pressure of defending her enormous match points? Or will she embrace the heat of the desert, command play with her massive left-handed forehand, and pull off another incredible run that will leave the tennis world in awe? It would be unwise to wager against Alexandra Eala if her record thus far is any indicator. She has developed a habit of overcoming the odds by disregarding the constraints imposed on her by age, rank, and location. She is a fierce competitor who sees every difficulty as a chance to demonstrate her tenacity rather than as a barrier. The ghost of early disappointments and dashed hopes haunts Indian Wells meadows. The strong, the patient, and the tactically astute are favored by the circumstances. As she travels from the United Arab Emirates to the United States, Eala is bringing all three of those qualities with her. The plan is in place. The planning is in progress. The trip from Dubai to California serves as a link between the significant potential of the future and the lessons learned during the previous month. After a hard defeat to the world number 3, the WTA anticipated a young player to take a break, rest, and shield her ego. This is why they were taken aback by her entry. However, they overlooked one important detail. When there is land to be conquered, Alexandra Eala never sleeps. She doesn't defend her ego. To strengthen it, she exposes it to the fire. We are left feeling quite excited as we conclude this in-depth analysis of the breaking news of Alexandra Eala's confirmation for the BNP Paribas Open in Indian Wells. We have examined the genius of her ranking approach, which uses the sunshine double's first leg to build up points before to the intense pressure of defending her Miami championship. From the quick, slick courts of the Middle East to the rough, high-bouncing physical battlefield of the California desert, we have dissected the extreme differences in playing conditions. Her tactical expansions, increasing comfort at the net, and unwavering mental toughness in the face of deficits are all things we have observed in our assessment of her recent performances. Additionally, we have placed her enormous cultural influence as a leading figure in Philippine tennis in context. As she takes the stage on one of the largest stages in the sport, Karen aims to win millions. Alexandra Eala's 2026 season is expected to be a pivotal moment in her career. The element of surprise may no longer exist, but a tough, battle-tested professionalism has taken its place. She is respected in the locker room. The fans can't get enough of her, and the top seeds are getting ready for her. Traveling to California from Dubai offers more than simply a change of scenery. It is a statement of intent. It is an indication that she is prepared to put in the work, take on the best, and further cement her reputation in the annals of the Women's Tennis Association. Awaiting you is the Indian Wells Tennis Garden. The opponents will be merciless, the desert sun will be merciless, and there won't be much room for error. However, if we have discovered anything about Alex Eala in the past year, it is that she performs best under pressure. I'd like to hear from everyone who is watching. What do you think Alex Eala will accomplish at Indian Wells? Will the physical toll of the Middle East swing catch up with her in the California desert, or do you believe the sluggish hard courts will favor her powerful left-handed top spin? Given that she has a lot of points to defend in Miami, how do you think she will manage the pressure of the impending Sunshine Double? In the comments area below, share your thoughts on Alex, your tactical breakdowns, and your predictions. Let's start a huge conversation. Please hit the like button if you liked this highly in-depth look at the WTA Tour and the ongoing development of Philippine tennis. It signals to the algorithm that you would want to see more in-depth, critical sports material. We will be following Alex's adventure at every turn, so make sure you have rung the notification bell and are subscribed to the channel. As soon as she steps onto the court in Indian Wells, we will be offering match analysis, draw evaluations, and post-match responses. When the official Indian Wells bracket is announced, would you like me to make a special follow-up video that examines her possible draw and important matchups? Tell me. Till then, continue to support the sport and keep an eye on the courts. I'll see you at the next.